Hey, it's 103.5 to Beat Miami's new number one for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. It is politics season, and I am here to introduce you to some people who are running for office who find it important to talk to my audience, you know what I mean, ranging from the age of 18 to 49 and all around it. And, pretty much letting you know what they're willing to do and why they want to reach out to you and all that good stuff. So I have a gentleman here who's running for which seat? Is it I got to find that out from you. Is it how does Miami Gardens work? Is it like a...
So it's a nonpartisan race. It's a local seat. I'm running for city council.
That's right.
Seat 4.
City council, seat 4. All right. A former commander in that very city of Miami Gardens. I have the one and only Commander Chuck Norris in the building, man. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Papa Keith, for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Nah, no problem, man. This is your home. Well, right next to your home, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my home is in Miami Gardens.
A block away.
Absolutely. I can really throw a rock.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So first of all, I want to start off by saying thank you for your service. How many years were you serving in the community?
Well, I started my law enforcement career back in 1992 when I was 19 years old. Next month, I'll be 49, so almost 30 years. I served in Miami Gardens as a police sergeant from 2007 to 2014. I'm sorry, to 2021 for 14 years. And I was a part of the first 150 officers during the inception of the Miami Gardens Police Department. So I've seen that department from the incubating stage all the way to where we are now. That's
what's up, man. And I always say thank you for your service when I talk to officers, when I talk to military people, and when I talk to firefighters and stuff like that. And, I have dedicated some of my time and life into community work. And part of my mission also is to create better relations with police officers and the community. So when I do my events, I always invite the police officers to come, set up a tent, and connect with the community in events that I do. Because at the end of the day, I don't want the police to be demonized. Yes.
Absolutely.
Do we have some unfortunate police that take things left? Yeah, that's in any job. That's in anything. But it's not a reason to say that if you had a bad experience with one personality, you're not going to say all radio personalities are horrible, right? So I tend to see that happen with law enforcement. When they have a bad experience, it's like all law enforcement is bad. Or if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, it's an opportunity for you to say law enforcement is bad. And I don't think that's right. So I try to,
Absolutely. And I agree.
Humanize the police officers. They have families. They have mental health issues. They have stress. They go through the things that we go through as well,
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And, Miami Gardens, we do have a group of great individual guys as police officers. I know we've had our issues in the past with mistreating some citizens. But, with training and things like that, we've improved. And, I was over the community unit there in Miami Gardens for 4 years from 2017 to 2021, right after before my retirement. And that was one of our main missions, was to bridge the gap between the police department and the community. And we were very involved in the community I was part of one of the guys that started the first PAL program with Miami Gardens Police Department.
I grew up with PAL in New York, so yeah. I know how important that is.
Absolutely. And for you guys don't know what PAL is, it's Police Athletic League. And, we give the kids opportunity. We take them from the streets and, we bring them. And it's not all about sports either. We have different things that we involve them in. We travel with these kids because we have a lot of kids in South Florida haven't been across county lines.
Yep.
And so we want to give them kids that opportunity, that experience. And, we do educational things with the kids. We do tutoring with them after school. So, we think that we're just pushing sports because it's Police Athletic League, but we do more than that.
That's what's up. So explain to me why you found it so important, being commander of Miami Gardens for so many years. Why did you decide to become a councilman at this point?
All right. Papa Keith, let me just explain to you. So I had been a sergeant from 2008 until 2021 at Miami Gardens Police Department. And, once I decided to retire from there, I was offered a job at North Miami Beach Police Department. And, I went over there as a commander. And just keeping in contact with my former colleagues at Miami Gardens Police Department, was just getting calls about, the police department basically didn't have no leadership. They were losing officers. I know for the last 4 years we've been between 30 to 40 officers short, and that takes a mental toll on the officers when you're trying to work in a busy city like Miami Gardens and you're short. So with that, the citizens, they get a disservice, and we get, the guys get burned out as well. So we go from being a proactive police department into a reactive police department.
And we know how that goes.
And from there, that's when crime just basically started to go downhill because, as we all know, not all criminals are dumb criminals. We have some super intelligent criminals that can see where you have the lack of police visibility or lack of police protection, and these guys seize the opportunity to take advantage of that and commit crimes. And as a result, crime has went through the roof in Miami Gardens, and it's horrible. And I'm just not talking about petty crimes. I'm talking about Part 1 crimes, what are basically, that's how the FBI describe them, as Part 1 crimes, but they're violent crimes. We're talking about murders. We're talking about shootings, stabbings, aggravated batteries, aggravated assaults. We're talking about rapes. Last year in July, this time, we had about 9 rapes in the city of Miami Gardens. Already we're at 23 rapes here in the city. And those are some of the things that, I want to be transparent and let the citizens know. It's a shame that we have people that sit on the dais now, some of our current council people. We have all these violent crimes that's going on, and we still send our young ladies into the street and not inform them, saying, hey, we're already up with 23 rapes this year, but instead we have some of our people, our council people, will get on the radio instead and say, hey, we're having a jam in the park on Saturday, come out. Nobody mentions that, hey, we just had, we had 5 homicides in a 7-day period. Nobody mentioned, hey, be careful, ladies, when you're at the gas pumps, when you're jogging, exercising. We had 23 rapes already, and it's just July. So that's what I want to bring some transparency to the city of Miami Gardens.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that because of your experience of so many years dealing with law enforcement, to have that be a part of the council of Miami Gardens would be a benefit,
Absolutely, and that's my goal, to definitely work closely with the police union there, with the PBA, also with the city manager, and also with the chief of police, to let's have a conversation and see, what can we do and what we need to do to reduce crime. And of course, as we all know, if you have a city that's crime ridden, when we talk about economic development, we can't bring these $1 million businesses don't want to come to Miami Gardens because they do a crime analysis prior to bringing their employees and investing their money in the community. And if the community is unsafe, they're not going to invest here.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So having someone be a part of that, you'll be able to speak to those things because maybe the other, and I'm just assuming, I don't understand how a lot of it works. I try to educate myself with these interviews, but even having other council members that don't have that knowledge on there when it comes to now budgets for the police and stuff like that, they're not going to understand the importance of certain things. Is that?
Absolutely. And that's definitely, definitely I would bring that background, that law enforcement background to the dais. I know we don't have anybody that's currently on the council that has a law enforcement background. So, they can say, we understand, but I've actually been, there at the police department, like I said, from inception, from 2007. While most people been asleep at night, I've had boots on the ground, so my ears been to the ground in the community. So I actually know what's occurring in this community. I've been a supervisor at this police department, so I know the needs of the officers. I had needs. It was sometime, some shifts when we would go to work, and we would only have 8 police officers for the entire city. And normally we should have around 21 to at least 24 officers working a shift. That would give adequate coverage to Miami Gardens. And the fact that, I was at a forum last night and I heard one of the council people mention that, we've annexed the city or whatever, and we picked up and went far as east out to 95 in the office. That's fine. I'm looking for growth with the city, but at the same time, if we already are short with personnel to handle what we have, why annex? And that's going to give the officers and to give the citizens less coverage. You're stressing them out.
All right, makes a lot of sense. So we know that with law enforcement in that aspect, you got that pretty covered. What are some other things outside of law enforcement in the city of Miami Gardens that you're looking to dive into and play a role in?
Well, definitely, one of the other things that I think is very important in a city the size of Miami Gardens is education. We have two major senior high schools there in Miami Gardens. We have Miami Carol City Senior High School, and we have Miami Norland Senior High School. I was the sergeant that basically helped implement the first school resource officer program from the city of Miami Gardens to those schools where I know that Miami-Dade County School Board Police, patrol those schools, but at the time they were stretched thin as well. So we dedicated 2 officers to, between the 2 schools, one at Carol City High School and one at Norland High School. And that helped, also to bridge the gap where these kids can get to see Miami Gardens police too in a better light, saying, officer friendly versus, when they see us, we rolling up to their house and probably taking a family member or something like that to jail. So education is important. Definitely getting some of these programs back that we had into the school that I know, like at Carol City High School, we had like auto body trades. We had culinary arts. Those are not in the schools anymore because every kid is not equipped or don't want to go to college. So we just can't. We got to have something else for them to do. And as you know, and I know, I know guys that raised entire families being auto mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cooks. Chefs and different things like that. So we need to offer that. And I noticed like cities like you have cities like Aventura, you have cities like Miramar, Miami Lakes. These municipalities, they build relationships with the school system and, they actually give money to the schools, and that helps when you have a shortfall on the county's budget with the school, that kind of fill in the gap to get some of the materials or some of the items the kids may need where it's not budgeted into the school board's budget.
Wow. Okay, that's some good stuff, man. Wow. Chuck Norris in the building. He's running for city council for Miami Gardens. And when is the election?
The election is the primary election is August 23rd. Early voting starts on August 8th. And ends on August 21st. I'm sure right now, if you requested a mail-in ballot, you sure have it at your home. All I just want you to remember is just vote for Warren Chuck Norris and punch number 144. I'm your guy. I'm going to fight for you to the end.
That's what's up. Well, listen, I appreciate you so much taking the time to come here and connect with your constituents. And I wish you the best, man.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure being on your shows.
Absolutely. We always show a lot of love to Miami Gardens because we're so close. And, we all know, or most of y'all should know that Miami Gardens is the 3rd largest.
Yes, we are the 3rd largest city in Miami-Dade County.
Yes.
It's my city of Miami, Hialeah, and then Miami Gardens.
And predominantly black. So we always keep that level, that connection with the city of Miami Gardens, also home of the Hard Rock Stadium that brings us, the big festivals y'all do. It brought F1, it just brought Rolling Loud and all these different things there, Yeah,
and that's another thing, with that here in Miami Gardens, Miami Gardens has become a world-class city where we having world-class events where we're attracting people not just from South Florida, but from all over the United States and from different countries. So we definitely want to have that level of safety and also be prepared to better utilize that status to do economic growth and development here in Miami Gardens, especially for our small businesses.
That's what's up. How can people connect with you and, and get to know you more?
You definitely, my website is www.commanderchucknorris.com. You definitely can go visit my website. My email is commanderchucknorris.com. You definitely can email me.
That's what's up. And big shout out to Attorney Big Al, a.k.a. Alon. Big shout out also reaching out to Willis, some common friends of ours.
Absolutely. Thank you to both of those guys, Big Al, and also my campaign manager, Mr. Willis Howard.
That's what's up, man. Chuck Norris, just like the The karate guy,
Yeah,
right?
just like the karate guy. I just don't have the money he had.
But you got the muscle.
Yeah, I got the muscle, and then I have the heart to definitely fight for my citizens of Miami Gardens if I'm elected to be their next city council.
That's what's up. Good luck to you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right.